Let me ask you a question that may change the direction of your entire life. Are your goals worthy of the wealth you say you desire? Not. Are you worthy of wealth? That's the wrong question. You were born worthy. The right question is, have you set a goal so definite, so deeply rooted in purpose, so aligned with the laws of the universe, that wealth is compelled to find you? Because wealth, like anything meaningful, is never attracted by vague desire. It responds only to definiteness of purpose. That's not just a nice phrase, it's a spiritual law. If you violate it, your success is delayed, but if you obey it, you move into flow. And once you've entered that flow, there is nothing, no man, no circumstance, no economy that can keep prosperity from your doorstep. Let's begin at the beginning. Wealth is not a chase, it is a response, it is a result, and results are never random. They are reflections of your inner state, of your habits, of your beliefs, and most of all of your goals. So what is a goal? A goal is not a wish. It is not a fantasy. A goal is a contract, a declaration of destiny backed by the full force of your will. It is the internal agreement between you and your highest potential. And when you set that kind of goal, the universe listens. But most people never get this far. They treat goals like optional accessories to life. They scribble them in notebooks on the 1st of January and forget them by February. They say things like, I'd like to make more money, or I want to be successful, without ever asking, what does more money mean to me? What is success in my definition? And what am I willing to give in exchange? You cannot attract what you do not define. That's where it starts. The first law of goal setting for wealth attraction is clarity. What is your number? How much do you want to earn, save, and invest? How soon? What will you do with it? What problem does that money solve? What mission does it fund? The wealthiest men I've interviewed did not stumble upon fortune. They built it with clarity. They could see it in their minds before anyone could see it in the world. That mental picture, that definiteness of vision was more important than their circumstances, because the vision rewrote the circumstances. Write your goal down. Every detail. Turn your mind into a blueprint. Let there be no confusion between what you think you want and what you are willing to receive. Clarity is magnetic, confusion repels. If your goal is foggy, so will be your energy. And wealth responds to energy more than effort. But once the goal is clear, you must ask a deeper question. Why do I want this? This brings us to the second law, emotional leverage. No goal will survive adversity unless it is backed by feeling. Not just surface level interest, not shallow motivation, but deep, burning, personal emotion. Do you want wealth because you've tasted lack and swore never to return? Do you want it because you're called to build, to create, to leave a legacy? Do you want it because you know you have something to give to this world and the only thing holding you back is access? Whatever it is, make it visceral, make it personal, feel it in your bones. When the emotional reason behind your goal is strong enough, you will not need external motivation. You will wake up driven. You will walk through fear. You will defy the odds, not because you're superhuman, but because your reason is stronger than your resistance. Emotion turns a man from average to unstoppable, and that emotion must be attached to your vision, not your current reality. That leads us to the third law, assumption of the result. To attract unlimited wealth, you must act as if, not as if you are pretending, but as if the goal is already yours in spirit, waiting to be received in form. This is not delusion, it is discipline. When you assume the identity of the man who already has what he seeks, your decisions change. Your speech changes. Your posture changes. You walk into rooms differently. You carry conviction. And conviction is currency. The marketplace rewards certainty. If you waver, it senses it. If you doubt, it delays. But if you assume the result, you give it permission to manifest. Start thinking like a wealthy man. Start solving problems like one. Start speaking like one. If your speech is still filled with doubt, lack, apology, then your reality will match that vibration. To change your outer world, you must first become fluent in the language of wealth, and that language begins in thought, then speech, then action. Now, once your goal is clear, emotionalized, and assumed, it must be measured. This is the fourth law. Quantifiable momentum. What you track, you can transform. You cannot improve what you do not measure. If your goal is to earn $100,000 this year, you need to know what that looks like monthly, weekly, and daily. You need a system that tells you, here is what progress looks like today, not someday today. Because momentum is not built by big leaps, it is built by consistent, small, strategic steps. The man who makes $10,000 this month has done something different from the man who made $2,000. That difference is trackable. Learn it, measure it, duplicate it. Do not fly blind. Build dashboards. Set checkpoints. Review weekly. And just as you measure progress, you must also measure alignment. Is your goal still true? Are you still moved by it? Is your environment supporting it? This brings us to the fifth law. Environmental alignment. Your surroundings either support your success or sabotage it. There is no neutral ground. Look at your friends, your routines, your inputs, the content you consume, the voices you allow into your space. Are they making your goal feel closer or farther? The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagined experience and real experience. If your environment constantly tells you that wealth is for others, that money is evil, that success is a burden, those are programs being installed. You must curate your space with the same discipline you curate your calendar, because your environment will either strengthen your belief or slowly erode it. Create a success environment, books that stretch you, mentors that inspire you, routines that prime you, and silence that allows ideas to land. Silence is not wasted time, it is the soil of vision. Let's now move into a sacred truth that most goal setters ignore entirely, the law of sacrifice. Every goal exacts a price. Unlimited wealth has a toll. It demands focus, it demands trade-offs, it demands that you say no to things that no longer serve, even if they once did. If your schedule is cluttered, your wealth will be delayed. If your habits are sloppy, your results will be inconsistent. If your circle is toxic, your progress will be sabotaged. You must become ruthless with your yes and your no, not because you are harsh, but because you are clear. Say yes to the few things that move the needle. Say no to the many things that pull you sideways. And remember this, if your goal does not demand a new version of you, it's not a real goal, it's a repeat of the past. You must transform to receive it. That means new beliefs, new behaviors, new standards. You must begin acting as a steward of wealth now, not when the money comes, now. Because wealth is not a gift, it is a responsibility. And the man who proves he can handle a little will soon be trusted with much. So here you are, standing at the edge of your own expansion. You have within you the fire to create any result you truly desire. But you must do your part. Define the goal. Attach emotion. Assume it, measure it, align your environment, pay the price, stay the course, and when resistance comes, and it will, refuse to back down. Now that you've defined your goal with clarity, charged it with emotion, embodied it with identity, and aligned your environment, what comes next is perhaps the most sacred discipline of all: persistence. You see, the average man sets a goal and quits the first time he feels resistance. He mistakes discomfort for a sign to stop. But the man who attracts wealth does not stop when it gets hard, he starts. Why? Because he understands a law that governs all meaningful achievement. The reward comes only after you've proven that you won't give up. Every great dream is tested by delay. Your goal, your vision, your desire, it must pass through the fires of adversity to be purified, to be strengthened, to be made real. And so I ask you now, how do you respond when things don't go your way? Do you retract? Do you complain? Do you shrink your dream to match your current discomfort? Or do you rise, adjust, recommit, and keep walking, knowing that the path is shaping you just as much as the destination is calling you? Because here's the truth most men never hear. Your goals are not just something you get, they are what you grow into. Wealth is not attracted to who you were. It is attracted to who you are becoming. So let's speak about identity refinement. Every goal worth having requires an identity worth becoming. Your goal for wealth will not be achieved by the same version of you who created the goal. It will be achieved by the man you build daily, deliberately, and with devotion. This means habits must shift, thoughts must evolve, reactions must mature. The old patterns, procrastination, blame, emotional outbursts, self-doubt, must be burned away in the furnace of growth. You are not just building income, you are building infrastructure, mental, emotional, strategic, spiritual. You are building a house that can hold what you are asking for. And wealth does not visit unstable structures. So how do you become this man? Through daily discipline. Not just action, but aligned action. Not just movement, but intentional momentum. Ask yourself each day, what is the highest leverage action I can take today to move this goal forward? What am I avoiding that, if completed, would collapse the timeline of this goal? What story must I stop telling myself about who I am or what's possible? These questions rewire your mind. They keep you awake. They shift you from drifting into deliberate direction. And that's the difference between men who try and men who transform. But transformation does not happen in bursts. It happens through systems. You cannot reach a big goal with random activity. You need structure, frameworks, routines. This is where we introduce one of the most powerful success principles, autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the process of saturating your subconscious with thoughts, images, and language that reinforce your goal until your mind begins to act as if the goal is already achieved. You must write your goal and read it out loud with emotion every single morning and every single night. This repetition creates certainty. Certainty creates behavior. Behavior creates momentum. And momentum brings results. But most men skip this. They set the goal once. They forget it. They wait to feel motivated. You must understand. Repetition is how you install belief. And belief is the bedrock of achievement. So here is your commandment. Saturate your mind with the image of success until doubt has no room to live. Alongside repetition, you must build anchors into your life. Anchors are people, places, or practices that keep you centered in your vision when life tries to pull you off course. A mentor is an anchor. A written mission is an anchor. A non-negotiable morning routine is an anchor. A sacred space where you think, reflect, visualize, that is an anchor. Build these into your life with intention. Because storms will come, and when they do, you must not drift, you must deepen. Now let us address another enemy of wealth, comparison. If you want to attract unlimited prosperity, you must stop measuring your progress against another man's path. You do not know his battles. You do not know his blueprint. You do not know what he is building. Focus on your race. Celebrate others, yes, but don't imitate. Because the moment you abandon your authenticity is the moment you sever the spiritual current that powers your goal. Authenticity is alignment, and alignment is power. Do not chase success by mimicking. Create success by mastering. Master your gift. Master your craft. Master your perspective. Master your consistency. Because mastery over time compounds into magnetism. You've seen it. The man who carries quiet power. The woman who commands respect without speaking. The brand that dominates without shouting. That is the result of alignment. And alignment is earned by staying true to the goal. Not once, not sometimes, but always. Now let's move into the idea of faith and action. Faith is not passive. Faith is aggressive. Faith moves. Faith builds. Faith decides in the dark and walks in the direction of the light it has not yet seen. When you set a goal, you are saying to the world, "This is what I will build." But when you act on that goal consistently, you are saying to God, to the universe, to your highest self, "You can trust me to carry it." And trust is the key that opens the floodgates of abundance. Every time you take aligned action, even when you don't feel ready, you prove your faith. And faith proven becomes favor received. So act. Send the message, build the product, make the call, launch the offer, train the team, fix the system, tighten the process. Whatever the next step is, take it. Stop waiting to feel ready. You won't. Readiness is a myth. Commitment is the truth. Now finally, I must leave you with one of the most sacred responsibilities of any man who is setting a goal that attracts unlimited wealth. Become the vessel that can carry it. Wealth does not destroy people, it reveals them. And if you are not prepared, if your integrity is shallow, if your character is thin, if your values are negotiable, wealth will not bless you. It will break you. So as you move toward your goal, remember this: you are not just building a business, an empire, or an income stream. You are building a man, a leader, a steward, a creator. And that man is being forged in this very process. Let the challenges teach you. Let the delays refine you. Let the doubts stretch you. Let the pain purify you. Because when the goal finally manifests, and it will, you will not be the same man who began this journey. You will be bigger, stronger, wiser, deeper, clearer. And that, more than the money, is the true reward. This is not about ignoring difficulty. It is about turning difficulty into fuel, the coal that heats the furnace of your will. When you change your attitude toward adversity, you change your ability to extract value from it. The most successful people are not the ones who avoided hardship. They are the ones who alchemized it, who took ashes and made fire, who turned pressure into diamonds. That is your task. That is the reason life is testing you, not to destroy you, but to awaken you, to make you stronger, to forge a character so solid that no storm can shake it. But do not think this happens automatically. The mind must be trained, and like any training, repetition is key. You must speak the language of power until it becomes your native tongue. You must think thoughts of greatness until your mind begins to believe them without effort. This is the real work, and few are willing to do it. They'd rather complain. They'd rather explain. They'd rather wait until the world is kinder. But not you. You've seen the truth. And now you know that the world changes when you change. That opportunity expands when you expand. That favor flows when your attitude opens the gates. If you want the world to respond differently to you, then you must respond differently to the world. Life is not waiting to change. It's waiting on you to command it with the right state of mind. And let me say something here that may surprise you. Positive mental attitude is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. It is calm. It is the quiet conviction that says, "I will not give up." It's not always enthusiasm. It is endurance. It is the voice inside that speaks peace while others panic, that continues while others quit, that finds light while others sink into darkness. This is a misunderstood truth. Many think that positivity is all cheerfulness and smiles, but true PMA is forged in fire. It is born when things are ugly, when hope is hard, when doubt is loud, and still you choose to believe. That is real strength. And that is the strength that builds an unshakable life. You may wonder, how do I shift into that strength when I feel weak? You start where you are, with what you have. You don't wait to feel better, you act better. Because action leads emotion. An emotion is shaped by repetition. When you act as though you believe, the belief begins to grow. When you speak power, even when you feel powerless, your subconscious begins to accept it. And when the subconscious is aligned with power, your behavior changes. Your decisions change. Your destiny changes. So take small steps each day to cultivate this mental habit. Speak gratitude, even when you are hurting. Especially when you are hurting, gratitude is the antidote to fear. It rewires the brain to find opportunity where it once saw opposition. Speak affirmation, not empty flattery, but truth rooted in your potential. Say, I am capable. I am focused. I am strong. I am growing. Speak it not because you always feel it, but because you are training yourself to feel it. Move your body. You cannot hold a weak posture and feel strong, stand tall, breathe deep, walk with purpose. These are not small things. They are signals to your brain that you are not defeated, that you are in control. And surround yourself with the right people. A positive mental attitude cannot survive in a negative environment. Choose friends who speak life, who challenge your smallness, who reflect back to you your best self. And remove the negative voices, be they online, on your phone, or in your own family. You don't have to hate them, but you must guard your mental space like your future depends on it, because it does. Your mind is a garden, and every seed you allow in through conversation, media, self-talk either grows weeds or grows fruit. Be ruthless with what you allow to grow, because the harvest is your life. And let us not forget, PMA is not only about overcoming personal hardship, it is also about becoming a force that uplifts others. When you become a man of positive mental attitude, you become magnetic. People want to be around you.